Hey everyone, Anshita this side. Welcome back to the K6 series. In today's video, we are going to learn the integration of K6 with the Grafana Cloud. So this is beneficial because if you want to see the real-time monitoring and if you want to see the good dashboards or have a centralized data, in that case, you can go ahead and integrate the K6 with your Grafana Cloud. Now let's set up our account on the Grafana Cloud. So what you have to do, so for that, just go to the website grafana.com, fine. And over here, what you can do, just click on the create account. So click on create account. You can create your account either with Google, GitHub, Microsoft, Amazon, or by passing email address. So I'll quickly create my account using Google. So now my account is created. Once your account is created, you will see your email address over here. And then what you can do, just click on launch. Fine. So click on launch. And now it will show you all the different products which are there inside Grafana. So Grafana is a big umbrella. It has many products. So K6 is one of the products which is offered by Grafana. So go to K6, scroll down and click on start testing. Just click on the checkbox. Okay, so once this is done, click on sign in with grafana.com. Now it will take you to this screen. So now let's go to the project screen and there is already a default project created for us. So let's do one thing. Let's click on this one and click on create new test. Fine. So for now, what we will do, we will create a test in our local machine and then we will monitor the test results on this Grafana dashboard. So this is what we are going to do today. So first thing is you have to install K6. I already have K6 installed on my machine. If you do not have, you can install it based on your OS. Fine. They have provided different OS, and if you want to do it using Docker, you can go to Docker and copy this image name also from here. I have already created a video for it in which I have explained step by step how to download it and how to run your first test. I will attach that in the comment section. You can refer to that. So once you have installed K6, next thing is you have to authenticate. So for every account, there will be a different token ID created. So what you can do, you can just copy this token ID, go to your K6 project. So I'll quickly go to my VS Code, go to your terminal and paste it over here. Now the next step is to create a script. So first of all, for this demo purpose, let's just copy the script which they have provided. And later on, we can use our own script and see the results on dashboard. So I will just copy it from here, go to my VS Code. I've already created a file over here, .js file. Let me quickly paste it. So what they are doing, they are just importing HTTP from K6 HTTP and then they have added sleep. It's a basic test case in which they have added virtual users, which are around 10 and duration is 30 seconds. So what I'll do for the demo purpose, I will change it to 3 seconds. And this is our project ID. So for you, the project ID would be different. It is different for each account and you can pass the name of your test. Let me update it and pass it over here, cloud test 1. And in the default function, they are just hitting this API. So the next step is how to run the test case. So when we run the test case on a local machine, we use the command K6 run script name. But if you have to run it on cloud, what you have to do, you have to use this command K6 cloud and your script name. So let's go over here. Let me go to terminal and let me run this command K6 cloud. And what is my file name? It is cloud test.js. And now over here, you can see it is actually executing the test for how many virtual users for the details which I have already mentioned, 10 virtual users for the duration of 3 seconds. Meanwhile, you can also see the logs on the dashboard. So that is what we were saying. If you go to default project, see, click on this cloud test 1 because we named it as cloud test 1 and you can see this is actually giving you a real-time insight. See, 100%. Score is 100, finalizing the test, and the status is finished. If you click on this one, you can see the summary also on this page. It takes a little while, and now you can see the summary on the page. How many test requests were made, how many failures were there, what was the peak request per second, what was the P95 response time, everything you can see on the page. And over here, you can see the colored graph. So this shows you the performance overview. And if you scroll down, you can also see a high-level view of your test case. So what was the method? It was get method. What was the URL which we passed? It was test.k6.io. So if I show you over here, so you see this is test.k6.io, and then status was 200. What was the count? How many requests were made? It was 30 requests. Minimum duration, average duration, P95. So all these logs you can clearly see over here. What was the P95? What was the P99? Maximum time. So this is for our basic test case. Now what we can do, let's create one more test case. So now let's run it for a post request. Now let's go to our test case. So what I will do, I will create one more file over here and I will name it as cloud test post. And in this one, we already have a post API test case. So what I will do, so I will just copy it from here and then go to our cloud test case. Fine. In this test case, what we are doing, we have already covered this in one of the previous video. We are hitting a URL with a post method, and then we are passing a payload over here. And in the post call, we are passing the URL, which is this one, and then we are passing our payload, which is coming from payload.json, which is this one, in which I have already passed the name and job. And then we are making a call to this, and then we are verifying the status code and response ID validation. If I run this test case, we can see the results on the Grafana Cloud. Now let's go to terminal. Let me quickly clear it. For this one, I will run K6 Cloud, and the name of the test is cloud-test-post.js. And if you go over here, go to the project and go to the default project, you can see one more test case added over here. So you can also see the logs here in the terminal, as well as if you go over here, just click on this one. It is also showing you the percentage, and here you can see the summary of your test case. How many requests were made, how many HTTP failures were there, what was the P95 response time, and if you scroll down, you can see what was the URL. It is, this URL is different than what we saw in the first test case. And here you can see the method is post. So that means it is actually executing for our latest test case. And then we can see the minimum, maximum, average, P95, all the details over here. So here what we have done, we have passed the name as cloud test one. That's why it is showing inside the same project. But if you want to have it separate, what you can do, you can pass a different name. For example, if I pass it over here, cloud test post, and if I rerun the test case, let me clear it quickly. And if you rerun the test case, earlier it was showing inside the same test case, but now I have passed cloud test post, it will be a new test inside my default project because my project ID is same, but I have passed a different name. So if I go over here, if you click on this default project, fine. Now you see there is one more test, which is cloud test post. And if you click on this one, it will show you the results. So now we can see details over here. So this is your URL, this is your method, the status code is this one, and the other details. So over here, we can see the status, if it is passed or if it is failed, right? So let's do one thing. Let's pass a different status code. So we can also see in case of failure, how will your test result look in your Grafana dashboard. Now I will quickly change it into the 204. And let's create a new test for this. And in the terminal, let's rerun it. So what we are doing, we know this API will return us 201, but we are expecting 204. In this case, the test will fail. So we just want to see, in case of failure test case, how will the view look in our Grafana dashboard. Now let's go to default project. There will be a new test case added. This is our new test case, which is cloud test post 1. So this is still running. Let me just click on this quickly. And it shows you this screen when it is still in the execution mode. Now it is still running and your test case is executed. And if you want to rerun it, you can run it from here as well. So in case you don't want to go back to your terminal and run it, you can rerun it from here. So for example, you have a team of 5 or 4 engineers and the test case is on your local and you haven't pushed the PR yet. So what you can do, any one of your team member can go to this dashboard. They can run the test case from here directly. In that case, also the test would be executed. So now we can see the test is executed. This is finished and you can see the results from here. If you go one step back, you can see there are 2 execution now. Earlier, there was 1 execution because we executed once. And after executing it from here, we can see one more test run added over here. So this is all about integrating your K6 test case with the Grafana Cloud. Thank you for watching.